My name is Damian Williams, and I'm the U.S. Attorney here in the Southern District of New York. Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution. The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. As alleged in the indictment, to carry out this conduct, Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice. Let me say a little bit more about the charges. The indictment alleges that Combs abused and exploited women and other people for years, and in a variety of ways.
Now, if he was doing this for years, imagine how many other artists knew about these things. Like the thing that came out with Dawn Richardson, she just said that he did something. He punched Diddy in the stomach. They was at dinner with some guy. Usher was there, and so was Neo. After he commenced to punching her in the stomach, Neo and Usher did nothing. They just continued to eat food. Now, these are two people with fucking daughters, bro. And that's how you felt? And before y'all had your daughters, y'all have mothers. I'm sure y'all got female cousins and siblings. It's disgusting shit like that should not be okay.
As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers, some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over state lines. Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics, such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB, which Combs...
This nigga was literally living a sex, drugs, and rock and roll lifestyle, child.
...distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant. As alleged, when Combs didn't get his way, he was violent, and he subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse so that they would participate in the freak-offs, and that Combs hit, kicked, threw objects at, and dragged victims, at times by their hair.
And we literally saw the video of him dragging Cassie by her hair in a hotel hallway.
On one occasion in March of 2016, that conduct was captured on video and later reported in the media.
Oh, see?
Specifically, Combs kicked, dragged, and threw a vase at a victim in a Los Angeles hotel when the victim was attempting to flee. As alleged, these assaults often resulted in injuries to the victims, which took days or weeks to heal. In addition to the violence, the indictment alleges that Combs threatened and coerced victims to get them to participate in the freak-offs. He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral against the victims.
That's a damn shame.
And the indictment alleges that he maintained control over the victims in several ways, including by...
And this is why he was running around here for years, acting like he was the fucking king of New York, Miami, LA, wherever the fuck he went. Now you're the king of the jail, prison, where your ass belongs.
...them drugs, by giving and threatening to take away financial support or housing, by promising them career opportunities, by monitoring their whereabouts, and even by dictating their physical appearance. Because of all of this, the indictment alleges that the victims did not believe they could refuse Combs without...
He got the nerve to be dictating somebody's physical appearance when he is not the most handsome dude himself. Like, fuck off.
...risking their security or facing more abuse. The indictment also alleges other acts of violence undertaken by Combs and others, including violence against witnesses to his abuse, kidnapping, and arson. The indictment alleges that on more than one occasion, Combs carried or brandished firearms to intimidate and threaten victims and witnesses. Now, Combs did not do this all on his own. As I mentioned, Combs has been charged with RICO conspiracy. He used his business and employees of that business and other close associates to get his way. Those individuals allegedly included high-ranking supervisors in the business, personal assistants, security staff, and household staff. The indictment alleges that those individuals facilitated the freak-offs. They booked the hotel rooms and stocked them with the supplies, including drugs, baby oil, personal lubricant, extra linens, and lighting. When the hotel rooms got damaged, they helped clean it up. They arranged for victims and commercial sex workers to travel for the freak-offs, and they delivered large quantities of cash to Combs to pay for the commercial sex workers. The indictment also alleges that they helped Combs cover up his crimes. During the March 2016 incident at the LA hotel that I mentioned earlier, a member of the hotel security staff intervened, and Combs attempted to bribe the staff member.
Now, I wonder if Cassie helped him, and that's why she actually came out and said something, because they already was investigating dude, and they knew that she was a part of this. And for her to get full immunity, just like Kelsey got full immunity in the Megan case, because we all know Kelsey did it allegedly. So when she testifies against him, now she can't be charged.
A stack of cash to make sure that what happened was kept quiet. And as the indictment alleges, in late 2023, after public allegations were made about Combs' crimes, he and others pressured witnesses and victims to stay silent, including by making phone calls to witnesses and victims and giving them a false narrative of what they had experienced. And as alleged, Combs used others to help conceal his abuse by monitoring and preventing victims from leaving a location in order to hide their injuries, or by locating and contacting a victim who had attempted to flee. Part of this investigation, in March of this year, special agents from HSI executed search warrants at Combs' residences in Miami and Los Angeles. They also executed a warrant for Combs' electronic devices. During those searches, agents seized evidence of the crimes charged in this indictment. They seized firearms and ammunition, including 3 defaced AR-15s and a large capacity drum magazine. They also seized evidence of the freak-offs, electronic devices that contained images and videos of the freak-offs.
Now, Diddy, your dumb ass kept all that stuff in your goddamn homes. You're a fucking weirdo. There's more reason why you need to be locked up. You're a creep.
With multiple victims. And they seized cases and cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and baby oil that Combs' staff allegedly used to stock hotel rooms for the freak-offs. More than one
nasty motherfucker.
1,000 bottles altogether.
1,000 bottles.
Here are some of the items that we recovered during the searches. As you can see here, this is a drum magazine, large capacity, and it contains, I believe, 59 rounds. I mentioned as well that we recovered 3 AR-15s. This is a close-up shot of one of the AR-15s, and you can see right here, the serial number has been thoroughly defaced. Another picture of more ammunition and parts of 2 AR-15s right there. Now, I want to be clear about 2 things. First, this office is determined to investigate and prosecute anyone who engages in sex trafficking, no matter how powerful or wealthy or famous you may be.
I know that's right.
No one should doubt our commitment on that.
I believe in
A year ago, Sean Combs stood in Times Square and was handed a key to New York City. Today, he's been indicted and will face justice in the Southern District of New York. Second, we are not done. This investigation is ongoing, and I encourage anyone with information about this case to come forward and to do it quickly. Anyone with information can call 1-877-4-HSI-TIP. Oh,
Diddy, you're going down, baby. You're going down. They're trying to get any and everybody to speak.
I want to express my deep appreciation for the victims and witnesses who have used their voices and helped bring this criminal conduct to light. We would not be here without them. I also want to thank the dedicated case agents on the HSI Trafficking in Person Squad in New York. They have been with us since day one and have worked tirelessly on this investigation.
Now, if you would like to hear the rest of that, you can go over to the Associated Press channel and you can listen to all of that. But in my personal opinion, it's over for Diddy. Coercion, I'm glad you got away when you can. I don't even know if you really got away, but if you did get away, girl, I'm glad you got away when you could. I feel sorry for his children because, again, his children are always going to have to deal with this situation no matter what they decide to do with their lives. Them poor girls, like, every daughter loved their daddy. So, like, this is going to be hard on the daughters as well, especially with the type of charges that's being brought against him. Like, I don't know about anybody else, but I know for me, if my father did something like that, I'm going to love him and I'm going to stand beside my father. But I'm going to need to have a conversation with my father, and he's going to have to tell me why he did the things that he did. And I'm going to have to understand, try to understand those things, or at least accept him for who he is before I could even move forward with any type of relationship. Because again, you only get two sets of parents. That's a mother and a father. They already lost their mother. So it's just a sucky situation. Again, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I will be following this story, and if I see anything else that catches my eye, I'll get into that as well. I'm just not into the ghetto trash, okay? That's all I have to say about that. Have a lovely day. Bye.
I think if you play with the fear of failure, or you play with the will to win, or that supersedes the fear of failure, I think it's a weakness either way. Right? Because if you play with the fear of failing, you'll have the pressure on yourself to play, to capitulate to that fear. If you play with the sense of I want to win, then you have the fear of what happens if you don't. But if you find common ground in the middle, in the center, then it doesn't matter. You're not fazed by either, right? And that enables you to really just stay in the moment, stay connected to it, and not feel anything other than what's in front of you. So, I try to just be dead center.
Pull up in these clothes, look so good, 'cause I'm in that hole. All these songs sound good.